Miller with Safer, Cleaner Water. And what we're talking about today is wow, world of water, how everybody needs and desires to have pure water, but a lot of people don't trust their water. We want it to be possible for you and everyone that you care about, and others even that normally would not be able to be helped with having pure water at all times, to always be in a position to where you can say, no matter what comes, I have pure water. I'll just tell you a little bit about myself and what brought this about. It's been a long time that I've had thoughts in mind, even from the age of 16, that at a certain time in my life, I would have something that would be so needed and so special that there would be the ability to help us, literally, possibly millions of individuals to have something. And I didn't know what that meant when I was 16, that you'll have something special. But over the years, there was different things that came in place where I would say, okay, I need to do this because I'm going to have something that's going to help a lot of people at some time in the future. And I would I would learn something, or I'd take a position to try to do something. And then I was on the board of directors of a nonprofit entity for 33 years, and learned a lot from that, and also saw the needs in many different areas. But over the time that that was taking place, the clarity of what we're talking about today wasn't there, but the steps that brought us here, as I look back, each one of those were stair steps to say you're on the right track to be prepared for what you feel like is going to happen sometime in your future to help multiple individuals, millions of people. So that's where the background is. And as far as a little bit about me, I was raised in a parsonage. I have 10 siblings. I was the middle child. My dad, of course, was a minister. So had a lot of different things there. And then I graduated from high school when I was 16 and graduated from college when I was 20. Got an early start in life in many different ways. Water wasn't necessarily at the top of my mind, but I was also, even in those younger years, familiar because we lived in a small town and it was wells, and everybody around us, that's all they had as well. And dad was one that could also work on things like that. And also, a lot of times it didn't really taste that good either. So, what really brought us to where we are today, 2.5 years ago, I live in Indiana. There's a church about 20 minutes from where I live. They had a missionary service one evening, and we went to the service, and it was a missionary from Central America, and the missionary was sharing the message of what they do to help those in need. And first of all, what they said is one of the primary reasons children in these foreign countries die to as children die too early is because of impure water. So as I heard that, I thought that's interesting and that's really sad, and it's great that they can do that. And then what they would do in that setting, they would talk to them about the water of life, spiritual things as well. But I listened well, but also my mind began to turn with thoughts of what does that mean when we're talking about those of us that live in the United States. There's over 300 million people in the United States. And my mind was just starting to turn with this thought. What would happen if for 5 to 7 days or longer, there would be no electricity? There would be no water flow coming out of your faucet after a period of time. What would we do? Bottom line, as I thought about that, there's something that said to me, this is the thing that could change lots of lives. You need to be aware of this, and maybe you need to start thinking about this. And that started me on a journey. And what I found on the journey, sometimes with what we had, I realized that what could be simple, maybe a little challenging to get to that simplicity. And that's what I found. It really is simple what we have, and does a great job to help everyone that understands the need. But when we did that, I began to go on that journey to say, okay, what's this, and what do you need to be prepared to always have pure water for life, even without electricity. I discovered that when you start thinking about that, some people say, well, why don't you look at this filtration system? Why don't you look at the way this can purify water? And what about this one? What does this one do? What does this one not do? As I began to go through that process, I stopped one day and someone said, why don't you, John said, why don't you write down a comparison chart? Compare the different ones. So I sat down one day and I just began to say, okay, this system does this water filtration system doesn't do this, etc., back and forth. After just a little while, I sat there and I said, this isn't really good. Why would I want to confuse John? Why don't I just say what ours does that others do not do, that meets the need in the way that everybody could actually benefit from it? So that's where we came with the journey in the starting of the process. And here's what we found. There's three things that everybody needs to be able to be prepared for any emergency for themselves and also the ones that they love. And with that being said, you have to decide and understand what that is and have it where it can work at all times. And just a little side note with where we are right now talking about, as I went through that process of trying to find what works and what doesn't, etc., I realized that the question came to my mind: why does someone ask you to purchase a printer from them? The primary reason is so you will have to buy ink the rest of your life. When it came to the water filtration systems, what I was also noticing: why does someone want you to buy a water filtration system? And what I found, that's the same reason with a lot of them, so you'll have to buy a filter from them the rest of your life. Well, that doesn't work in a time of need. So here's what we did. We looked till we found the three things that everybody needs. Number one, we have a water filtration system that's designed for emergencies, even though you can use it every day if you so desire. The filter is guaranteed by the manufacturer. The manufacturer's been in business for 40 plus years. Over 1 million of these filtration systems are in the world, with over 28 million people helped every day having pure water because they have this filter. So what they do is they have given this filter a lifetime guarantee. And you say, how could they do that? And why would they do that? That's the second thing. The second thing, this filter never has to be replaced. It's designed where you can backwash it. And some people say, well, how does that work? How that works is it's not a matter the water is not continuing to come out pure. It's a gravity flow system. So when you notice the flow slows down a little bit, at that point, you just take some of the pure water that it created, reverse the filter, and backwash it with pure water. And now you can use it over and over and over again with a lifetime guarantee. The third thing is most systems that are gravity flow do not produce a large amount of water every day and have pure water in large amounts. So that was not sufficient in my mind. So the other thing that this one does, which is very special, it will do up to 150 gallons of water every single day. So that means everybody needs like a half gallon of water to be able to live and survive well with water. And so this 150 gallon would mean that you could help as many as 300 people per day have pure water, no matter how long an emergency lasts. Or again, since you can use it every day, even if there's no emergency, you can do that long term as well. With all that in place now, we have the solution that takes care of what is needed to be able to have pure water for life, even in any situation. What we realize is everybody needs it, but a lot of times it's not at the top of our mind. We've never been without water coming out of our tap very long, or water, well, electricity not there. So there's three things everybody needs. One, you need air. You can't live very long after three minutes or so with air. We can't take care of that. The second thing is everybody needs water, and you can't live very long, or very well after 3 days without water. and then 30 days without food. Most people could survive, but if you don't have the water, you're not going to get to the food. That takes that. First of all, is the most important thing that we could do is help you to have pure water for life. With that in place, we also realize that a lot of people have not had that situation, and because of that, they don't. It's not the top of their mind. They look and they say that sounds good, but I've never had that problem. And what I say that I trust nobody ever has to say. I hope nobody ever has to say 4 words. I wish I had. So what we did is we put this together in a way to where everybody can access it because it's very minimal price, and it also includes everything you need. And within 7 to 14 days from the time you order a system, it will be at your door. And within 5 to 10 minutes after that, you'll have pure water for the rest of your life. It comes as a with a container, a 5 gallon container. It comes with an adapter kit. It comes with the hose, and it comes with the emergency filter that takes care of purifying up to 150 gallons of water per day. So with that available, why not? Why should everybody not have one? And why do they not realize it? And again, it's because they don't haven't thought about it. But let's think of it emotionally for a minute. What would you do if you were not able to have pure water and something did happen? How would you feel? How would you feel about with your children and even of your loved ones? So as we thought about that, we began to think of it in even a broader way. What's probably the number one groups of individuals, different groups of individuals that would have an issue that's so challenging that you really can't express how much it would be. For example, homeless shelters. If a homeless shelter, they serve, 50, 100, 300, however many people they have in that particular shelter, but they help them take care of food, and they help them take care of other needs as they come to the shelter. But I talked to a lady that had worked for her entire life with homeless shelters and helping bring people to the homeless shelters, etc. And when I talked to her about what we're doing, she said, I've worked around this all of my life. I've never heard anybody talk about the need of helping those folks have water. That's what we do. So not only do they need it, but now you put yourself in their position, then you think about your children, your loved ones, your charities, your church, your synagogue, your homeless shelter, your recovery center. There's a way now that you can help them to actually have the ability to have what they need for pure water, as well as up to 300 others. One person that purchased the system, he said, "I live in a subdivision. If there was an emergency, I could take care of my whole subdivision with pure water." And when you go to the website, you will see a person at the waterfront actually drawing water out of a stream. And you can tell that it's not very beautiful, it's not very clean, but we purify it through the system. And the person I just described living in that subdivision is the one that did that while we were there working together, and actually pure water came out. Bottom line, this system takes care of anything that would make you sick in a time of emergency. For example, number one, it takes out the bacteria, the viruses, and another thing that's very large right now is the microplastics. It also takes out 100% of the microplastics. So now you have all of those things out, and now you can help, and that you can be blessed and bless others as well. We have another person that purchased a system, and they take care of those that are elderly with massage therapy and podiatry, etc. And she used to give them a water from the city water with put some lemon in it. They'd take a little bit, say that doesn't taste good. They let it down. They got our filtration system, and now she puts a larger glass of water in without anything in it, any lemon, because it's pure. They drink some and say, "That's great. I want some more." So that's what we have. We also have the ability to help those that when we do have electricity, that we have the ability to have something that you can work in your daily use on your tap filter, pitcher filter, that is extremely special from anything you've seen. So you want to see that when you go there. But the first thing everybody needs is the emergency filtration system. The other thing we've done, because I shared with you a little bit about the homeless shelter concept, etc., we have a nonprofit entity that is also connected, 501c3, that we have that you can actually go there. And if you desire to help those that have those great needs, like the homeless shelters, etc., we raise funds in that in that entity to be able to help those that really need it. And with contributions that come to us, we can actually donate one of those systems to homeless shelters and places such as that need that would not be able to have pure water any other way. And by the way, while you're there, you will see that you could actually take care of those that you love and those that you would like and just donate. And the way that works, anything that every time, for example, in that, every time a donation is made and it has the like $100 donation in that setting will take care of you serving somebody that you want to donate something to, one of your loved ones or someone else. All you have to do is tell us where you want it shipped, and we take care of everything else. And naturally, you get a tax benefit as well. But then in safer cleaner water, safercleanerwater.com is our home address as far as for the website. And you can go there anytime and look at all of the things that we talked about at that waterfront demonstration and how that works and all the other things about it and see how it makes so much difference in your life and in the lives of others as well. We really enjoy working to to change the lives of you and everyone you love and serve. And I trust that you come and see the vision of it. And we're also finding that those that look at it and get it, they realize now I really can be comfortable to say I have pure water for life. And I really can be comfortable to say that I can help others as well. And again, it comes with everything you need, including shipping to your front door. And within 7 to 14 days, within 5 or 10 minutes after you receive it, you never have to worry about having pure water again. I think it's a great thing, and we'll share some things in the next time about some different ways that it can really make a difference in lives beside what we talked about today. I really appreciate you being here, and we look forward to being back again with Wow, World of Water. Thank you very